Hello, audience. How are you guys today? Personally, I'm doing quite well. Today, our focus is on struggles with teen depression found in the book The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Let's get started. Charlie puts himself subconsciously into a depressive state, where something out of his normal happens, and he gets anxious, which spirals him into a depressive mindset where all he does is talk bad about himself, reads, and isolates himself from people. It's getting bad again, Charlie said. Throughout the book, there is talk of suicide of his childhood best friend, and a little bit through the middle of the book where he speaks about visiting a therapist about his thoughts. Charlie was at a party with his friends. They drank lots and had fun until they played Truth or Dare, where Patrick dared Charlie to kiss the prettiest girl in the room. Charlie got up, and instead of turning to his girlfriend, Mary Elizabeth, he got up and kissed Sam. Mary Elizabeth stormed off crying, and Sam sternly said, "What is wrong with you?" to Charlie. So after that, Patrick told Charlie it's the best thing he can do is to stay away. And Patrick drove Charlie home. I made a terrible mess of things. I really have. I feel terribly about it. Patrick said the best thing I can do is just to stay away for a while, said Charlie. After that scene, Charlie got depressed again, and he would constantly think back on that moment, and he'd start crying into panic attacks. And during his panic attacks, he'd spiral and start blaming himself for everything that's ever happened to him. Usually, with the death of his aunt, he sticks on that topic a lot more than really anything else. We're on the conclusion, so I'm going to speak about what I have written down with my source Mayo Clinic under teen depression, and after that we'll cover the Patty Pimlet mental health speech. To get started, teens often struggle with mental health because they experience the real life scenarios. What I mean by that is that they experience something detrimental that they've never felt, which can cause anxiety or even depression. It could even be something traumatic that happened when they were younger, and that gave them a panic attack, which is seen heavily in teens. After checking out a teen depression source, it states that kids often have high academic expectations and changing bodies and hormones that causes ups and downs for teens' mental health. But for some, the lows are more than temporary feelings. They're symptoms of depression. If you'd like to check out the site, I have it in the link on my slideshow, or you can just search up Mayo Clinic /teen depression. The Patty Pimlet speech. Charlie needs to speak up about his mental health. He shouldn't be so secluded. I believe that mental health matters more than most things. A speech I'd like to include is by a UFC fighter, Patty Pimlet. There's a stigma in this world that men can't talk. Listen, if you're a man and you've got weight on your shoulders and you think the only way you can solve it is by killing yourself, please speak to someone. Anyone. I'd rather my friend cry on my shoulder than go to his funeral next week. So please, let's get rid of this stigma and men start talking. So overall, after reading the second part of the book, I think that Charlie should let himself be more vulnerable with people and let his emotions show in ways of not just crying, but speaking his words and how he feels about his life and past experiences that he's had with death, trauma, such things like his Aunt Helen, before he gets in too deep with his mind.